Should we move on to the next?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
then
then
we stopped FBA. So we decided to do something else. You came
yeah.
up with this other idea, which was drop shipping.
Basically, I'm just falling for every scam. No. Um, basically, I still want like we still wanted like my whole idea was to stay to basically I didn't want to waste what we've learned. So I was like, there must be another way to, use what we've learned so far
Yeah.
and still make a business. And, I came to like, I guess we got into drop shipping next. And
Yeah.
for people who don't know drop shipping, it's essentially it's sort of the same thing in terms of like we're creating a brand and we're selling a product. Thing is, like our biggest problem with FBA was that we had to hold a lot of stock, right? Like we said, we had to invest a lot of capital in it. But for
Yeah.
drop shipping, we
There's
don't have
zero
that problem.
capital.
That was the
Yeah.
best part. And that's what got us super excited because
That was
it,
like a genius solution though, like
yeah, it
to what
was,
we were facing.
yeah.
So you're like in that sense, like you were totally down the right track. It's like
Mhm.
what can we do to make money without putting down any money at all?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, of course, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, it would have been better. It would have been great if we did maybe drop shipping first, then Amazon, then FBA."
Yeah.
But honestly, it wasn't because now we know how much it costs, like
Yeah.
usually, like to sell a product and how much it's involved.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for
now,
sure.
like for drop shipping, that was like, the main problem of capital is gone, and now it's all about in our minds at least, like it was all about, okay, now it's our game because it's advertising. We can do
Yeah.
all that and it's free. Like,
It's just
we, yeah,
pure advertising.
yeah,
Because I
and
think the difference, just so like people that
mm,
don't know the difference between the Amazon thing and the drop shipping is like the Amazon thing, you have to put money in to buy bulk product first, and then
mhm,
you ship to Amazon,
mhm,
and Amazon holds your product and does the selling for you, does the listing for you on Amazon. I mean, you create the listing page and upload the photos, but they list the product for you and they sell it and they house the product. But with the drop shipping, it's different because it's like, but it's like, what was it, like create on demand
straight.
kind of thing?
So straight from supplier to the
Yeah,
customer, and we
yeah,
are just the ones who are basically receiving the order. And once we receive the order, we tell the supplier, and the supplier sends it to the customer. So,
yeah. So
technically,
they
yeah.
have like the branding ready, like they'll create the branding as the product
Mhm.
gets ordered, basically.
Yeah, and basically, like, I mean, people might ask, like, oh, then why do I need to go through you guys to, you know, buy, like, to get this product? Well, you don't have to, but you would have to go straight to a Chinese supplier. And would you trust, like, you know, we actually go through, like, we order the samples and to make sure the quality is actually decent before we send it, like, before we're like, okay, we're choosing the supplier. So there's a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of like sort of pre-QC that we have to do,
yeah.
and
So a lot of
building,
time is
yeah,
spent like finding the right supplier to sell
exactly,
that product.
and building a relationship with them. And a lot of people can't just do that, right? And
Yeah.
so yeah, that's why, like, for us it was like a lot cheaper, um, and all we needed to, well, it was expensive in other ways,
Yeah.
but yeah, and
It
overall it
still
was
took
just,
time. Like
yeah,
it definitely like not another get quick get rich
yeah,
quick scheme
yeah,
because the amount of time you have to spend on like creating the branding and
yeah,
we created the website and we had to create the graphics for the website and all that sort of
yeah.
stuff.
And
Again, we leveraged our 3D skills.
and basically,
uh,
like, this was the brand. It was called Piglet. So it's pretty cute. It was
yeah,
why we like so we this company that we built, this brand. I don't know why we chose pigs, because people have a tendency to buy, or like get more, like be more inclined to buy anything related to animals. So anything to
yeah,
do with dogs, turtles, like people tend to spend, like, consumer behavior wise, like they tend to gravitate towards these things and are willing to purchase these things. So we chose a pig, And I think it was because it was close to Chinese New Year at the time as well. So we thought we could take advantage of
Yeah,
Chinese New
could
Year.
leverage. It was
And
like the year of the pig, I think.
yeah, yeah. And so we created all these, we created a website, which we deleted. So I can't really show you,
Yeah,
like, we can't show you the website. But what we did was we would
we
create
created all
like,
these graphics for like Instagram ads. So we
yeah,
learn a lot about like the advertising side of things,
yeah,
and at this point, like how to use social media
yeah.
to advertise. And there was a lot to learn in different ways.
So this is like we weren't really selling these, but we had to. So the different, another thing that I want to add, the difference between FBA and dropshipping. Dropshipping, you have to make your own website. So that's completely your brand, which is great. But FBA, like Amazon, you're selling on their platform. So, you can't do all the customizations that you want. And you have to pay them
Yeah,
15% just to like have them deal with your stuff, like 50%, 15% of your profit. Um,
yeah,
so like when we were like for our website to populate it, we actually added these products that we weren't really selling, you know?
yeah, yeah. Well,
um,
like they were like legit products. Like people
yeah, they were
could buy them
legit.
if they wanted, but that
Yeah.
wasn't our focus. We
Yeah.
our focus was
This one. Yeah.
yeah, it's like our
This,
iPhone case.
yeah, this was what our main product. And this was the one that we focused on and we advertised a lot on.
Yeah,
So yeah, there was just a,
we did really
like
well,
I said,
like
yeah,
in hindsight,
we did
because
really well for those. We
yeah,
sold
like this
like,
is this is the first time we didn't lose money. So we were
yeah,
like actually breaking even.
yeah,
We like completely broke even, I think, in this one. It wasn't like
yeah. It was like, I think we made a bit as well. And
yeah, and at
I
the end.
forgot. Yeah. But it was, yeah, it was like, like, is these like phone cases? Who would have thought, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. But a
um,
lot of people were buying them. I think
a
it was like
lot. It was
yeah,
crazy.
we were selling like thousands. I mean, like it was pretty crazy. But
Oh. This is like something you did in 3D, I think.
yeah, so I did like I created this like little character thing in 3D,
It was
this
our
little pig.
banner. It was our banner for our website. If it ever
Yeah.
loads.
And then it's funny because I did a sim. I did like a bullet simulation to drop all these pigs.
Yeah. That's so funny. Like this is, yeah, like this is how, yeah, we've used our skill, I guess, like from shot chaser days. And then so I did okay. So this was me. So a lot of these videos are corny and cheesy and they're just terrible quality. I stole some, this is before we received the sample of the phone cases. And
Yeah.
we had to create something. We want to get ahead. So not stole, I got some of the videos that was from my supplier of
Yeah.
her using the phone. And then I sort of cut
Yeah.
it up.
We
And
cut it
then,
together.
yeah, we
I
cut it
mean, it's a very
together.
common thing for drop shipping where like
Yeah.
people just take the supplier's videos
Yeah.
straight from the supplier and then just like make an ad out of that basically.
Yeah. And this, yeah, clearly these are not my hands. So, so basically, yeah, we just added text, we added the watermark. And yeah, this was,
Yeah. That's what we used to run our ads with. So like these
Facebook
were the
ads.
ads that would show up on like
Yeah.
Instagram and Facebook and stuff.
Oh,
But
this is
yeah,
the, yeah. Oh, this is the one I
yeah,
shot in Thailand when I was living there for a month. We went to a
is that Tiff's
cafe.
hands?
Yeah, this is Tiff's hands. And then, yeah, because this is the updated, the higher quality version. Uh, yeah, we used the proper camera. So
That's
yeah,
pretty awesome.
yeah, it was good. We yeah.
Yeah. So we were that's the lesson I think we learned from this was like how to advertise on Facebook and Instagram and social media.
Yeah, and that was
But then why we stopped, I think it was just because like like all these products, I think the trend dies, right?
mhm.
And then you have to find the next product that is trending to continue to sell.
Well,
But that's the tough part. Is like it needed basically a new brand. We needed to find new products, and to continue. We broke even, so that was great. Like we weren't losing money, but it's like to make more money, we had to like find a new product, and then that was just like a whole nother cycle of
yeah,
rebranding, recreating websites, creating new ads, and doing that all over again, and hoping that the new product that we do is as successful.
yeah,
So it was like it's kind of a gamble in a lot of ways. I think you choosing the
yeah,
right product. I think we was like an educated gamble because
yeah. I think,
we're using data
well,
and all that. But
yeah, I think like a lot of things are like risk. Like, I mean, everything has business has risk, right? But
yeah,
I think
there's a level of risk
I
and reward.
I remember at that point, I think we were just like, okay, I think we've done like we've learned all that we want to learn from like this situation, and I think we were like we felt like we're getting further. Oh, we also started dating at that time, like as in
Yeah, yeah.
like in terms of like that didn't change anything because we still like well it didn't change
We were
much,
still working on our stuff, but
but I think we slowed down a
it meant
bit
our
and then
time. Yeah, our
yeah,
time was a little bit more limited because
yeah,
we couldn't just like do this like with all our spare time. Now it's like
yeah,
our some of our spare time was going towards our partners
yeah.
and our other like our real life, and
Mhm.
you know
And I think like we were getting further and further away from um
yeah. And you had to
uh
keep moving. I think I remember you were like
yeah, I had to keep
moving.
moving. I was like
You
living
were
in
in
like
Montreal, you were in Vancouver, and then you were back and forth.
and I was like in Morocco and Bali and
Yeah, and then
Thailand.
you
Yeah.
were like, yeah,
Yeah. But I
yeah.
think
The
that
Bali
like
was still crazy though.
yeah, but I think like I was like I was still working on it, and there was nothing, there was completely nothing that was stopping us from working on it. I think it was just like we got to the point where it's like I think it was time for us to go back into create like not selling products, but to create something to do with animation, to
Yeah,
do with creating content. And I think what really got at least me to really think about it was when we at one point we were starting to think about selling on like a general store on drop shipping, and we were
yeah.
selling drain like drain
The
stuff,
drain catches or
the
something
drain
like that.
catcher, yeah, yeah. And like I think that's when I was like, you know, I think we're I'll show you real quick, I have the
Yeah,
render.
because we weren't convinced that product was doing well. And then I remember at the time I was like, we should just start back doing our 3D stuff again. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, loop shed. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's another one.
It's so funny.
I actually want one of these because I
Yeah.
I have this problem.
Yeah.
That's
See,
part of the
it's a good product
it's a good product.
and a good
But
logo.
I think the problem with this was like a really competitive product. So like other people were selling the same
Oh,
product.
yeah.
Um and
Yeah.
that's why we weren't selling really well in this one. We
Yeah.
weren't losing money per se. We spent
Yeah.
a little bit of money like making the website and all that,
Yeah.
like paying for the web hosting, but it
Hmm.
wasn't really like we're spending too much money, but we weren't making money at that point. So I
Yeah.
think we just kind of we put a pause on that one, and then
Yeah.
our ads kept getting taken down because we were using like supplier videos and other people were using the same videos, and then
Yeah.
they would claim that they had the copyright to our advertising,
Yeah. It was
and then it
so,
would just yeah, it was just like not a good situation with the
yeah.
advertising thing. It just our ads kept getting taken down,
Yeah.
so we weren't getting enough
Hmm.
like sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just kind of went back to like the whole 3D side of things, the thing that
The
we were familiar
roots.
with.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
thought like now, like talking about it, I'm like it's crazy how it comes in full circle because it's I think we needed that time away from doing shot chasers because that burned us out, and
yeah,
we learned so much. Like to be honest, like we haven't if we Facebook like we learned a lot about advertising, selling products throughout this whole
yeah,
journey, right? And you know, this all can be applied to what we're doing now with Decogged. Um, all the YouTube stuff is coming back, and we're doing it way
yeah,
better than the first time. Um,
yeah, yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
our Facebook group is almost like up to 1,000 like members. It's only
Yeah.
like 20 away, and we haven't
Yeah.
even advertised yet. And that's like, if we start like, and that's what, and that's how crazy it is. How, this whole journey came full circle to like, and all those skills are so crucial for us now. Um,
Yeah. Like the
you know,
selling and all that sort of stuff.
even
Not to
just,
say that we're like trying to sell now, but it's
mhm,
at the same time, it's like if we needed to sell a product or anything to
mhm,
sustain what we're doing, we have like, at least we have like the knowledge to
exactly.
execute on it.
Like for example, like for like we sell scripts like, on our website,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we haven't
And
really advertised like Facebook advertised it, but we
yeah.
do the videos, and we crank them out like in a week or two. And
Yeah.
all those things, like from, comp, like
Like
for me,
creating
like comping,
thumbnails and
creating
just like
thumbnails. Yeah.
random things. It's like, oh, like
Yeah.
when you upload a video to YouTube, there's definitely, it's not like you create the video and it's done and it's good
Yeah.
to go. There's a lot of like, okay, I gotta put a title and there's things that
Say
you
in a
have to
certain
think about.
way. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
now we're just trying to create something that's like that's like at a decent level of
Hmm.
quality, but at the same time
Yeah.
is useful, is related to what we're doing. So
Yeah.
we're doing the same thing again where we're building a brand, but
Hmm.
it's a slower burn. It's like,
Hmm.
we're putting the time in so that we're growing something that won't go away. Because
Yeah.
before we were creating these like brands and things like that, they were kind of like throwaway
Throw away.
brands
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
our end goal was just to sell, but now our end goal is just
Grow.
to create something that, yeah, is long
Yeah.
lasting, that is
Hmm.
valuable to people, that has like,
Yeah.
you know has meaning behind the brand. So
Yeah.
when people say like, hey, Decog,
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, those guys, like
Yeah.
they helped me script, or they taught me this, or they
Yeah.
created like, podcasts that were valuable for me when I was getting in the industry. And
Hmm.
then slowly, the brand will probably evolve to, what we wanted it to be. But,
Hmm.
like we're kind of in the early stages still.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the like, I think, yeah, back to like, I guess my point, it's, even those little things of like us having to, make those episodes, and us having to comp things, that all those little like moments like has added up to what my skill set now, right? And I think a lot of people, like sometimes at work or other places, ask me like, how did I pick up these things? It's from doing our
Yeah,
our stuff
it's
from
out
these
of
past 4 years.
necessity,
It's
really. It's
out of necessity. It was, I mean, I did work in a studio, like a TV commercial studio, but to be updated with all those skills and to be like forced to learn it, because there's only us who does it. Like, I mean, it's only us two in the in this brand. So
yeah,
like, we need to figure out, if we don't know how to do something, we need to figure out YouTube,
yeah, yeah,
whatever, like we just needed to figure it out. And I think
yeah,
it's all that, like sometimes you don't see it whilst you're going through it, but then it comes to this point where, okay, all those skills now are starting to, for me at least, like to show itself and to all come together. And
yeah.
and now
Now,
that's why we're
yeah,
comfortable with teaching certain things, because it's, you know um, we see it differently now. Like it's all
yeah.
like the puzzle pieces are coming
The
together.
pieces are coming together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
because
what, like,
before
yeah,
it was very like we weren't sure where anything was going. It was
yeah,
just kind of like, where are our lives going? Like
yeah,
what's all this for?
yeah,
And we had a lot of doubts of like, like
mhm,
if what we're doing was like the right thing.
yeah,
We still have doubts now, but it's like it's way more sure now than it's ever been. It's like,
yeah,
okay,
for sure. Yeah,
what we're doing feels right. It's like it feels like the culmination of all those years of failures.
yeah,
Finally,
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like setting the foundation for our success.
yeah. It's
But
crazy. Yeah,
it had to go down that way for us to be
yeah,
able to like get to this point.
yeah. And for people like literally, this was, so we started this at 2015, end of 20, like I think mid 2015. um
Yeah,
so it's like five years. So this is
Yeah.
like
5 years of
years
failures.
of of like failing, like not, losing 7K is not like a joke, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's a
um,
lot of money for
yeah, especially
people
for
like,
us with like when we had no
with
money.
zero salary.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, this is like this you can't, like, a lot of people want to get rich quick, but you can't. Like, it's not like sometimes
Yeah.
you're lucky, and like those people who are lucky who get that break, it's great. And you could be also very talented, but sometimes you need the time to match up as well, and
Yeah.
the right people, the right opportunity. That those all have to align together as well.
Yeah. And I think something that like a lot of people maybe don't consider is like the like, can you afford to fail, like,
Yeah.
because it is part of the process. Like you have to go through that failure.
Mhm.
It's going to happen. Even if your first thing is a success, for whatever reason, like, you're guaranteed to fail at some point. But like, can
Yeah.
you
Bear
keep going through all those failures, and can you, like,
it. Yeah.
see like the end of the tunnel, basically?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just keep walking, even if you can't see the end of the tunnel. Just keep walking
Yeah.
through that tunnel, not knowing where it's going to lead you, because like at some point you're gonna have to hit the success.
Mhm.
There's no way you can continue to fail
Yeah.
constantly, right? But
Yeah.
like, do you have the guts to go through it all?
Yeah. And I guess we're pretty good at being oblivious to
Yeah,
failing, because like we haven't lived in the same city for a long time, like 4 years now, right? And we still,
yeah,
you know, Zoom every weekend, almost to like no fail,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
really impressive.
It's pretty, yeah.
I'm still
Well, it's been more
surprised. Like,
consistent nowadays than ever. I mean,
yeah,
it's like, there's a
yeah,
pandemic around, so it's not
yeah.
like we're going anywhere. But
But even in Montreal, like, before that, we were still doing it. I think, yeah, it was, it's definitely, uh, you have to have the perseverance to go through it. Like, um, you have to just, like,
yeah,
I don't even know how to say it better than you did, I guess. You just have to put one foot, like, over the other and just keep going. And,
yeah, yeah. Even if you don't think it's gonna work out, because
yeah.
the chances are, like, what you do, your first thing probably won't work out because you're just missing so many pieces of the puzzle,
Hmm.
that you always enter in with the highest hopes, and you
Hmm.
always leave feeling like crushed. But
Yeah.
it's like, how do you just keep going even if you feel crushed, and
Yeah.
start the next thing, or like continue on, or pivot, and try to figure out what the mistakes were, and apply the changes that you need
Yeah.
to apply.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
yeah.
like, I think it helps that we didn't do it alone, because I know a
Hmm.
lot of people don't have like someone like you or me to,
Hmm.
like, like, we kind of did this together. So it
Hmm.
always felt like, no matter what happens, like, oh, like, Jamie's still going to be around. Like, we'll
Hmm.
figure this out. Like, we can think through things, and we're like
Yeah.
smart people.
Hmm.
We're not like dumb people. So we could, think through our problems and try to solve them. And I mean, everyone has that capacity, but it's like, do they
Hmm.
have that somebody else to help give the
Yeah.
other perspective, or to think through the issue, or to
Hmm.
go through this with you, so it doesn't make it so hard?
Yeah, I think, yeah, that definitely, like, that's also one thing that I think pushed us forward. Because, you don't want to let down the other person. And on top of that, like, when we did have like, as in when we had stuff going on, it was like, this was never really too much of a discussion. It was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Like, you take a few weeks off, I'll do it. I'll keep the thing going. And then it switched over, at
Yeah.
points. It was
So
just like,
it's hard to lose momentum, because there's always someone,
yeah,
you know, like someone active. And I
yeah.
think like the biggest problem with a lot of people
Hmm.
that like want to do their own thing is like, they start off with a ton of momentum, and then they just lose a lot of steam
Hmm.
quickly. But it's, at the end of
Yeah,
the day, it's just like,
yeah,
if you just keep putting your foot forward and taking that
yeah,
next step, you're gonna get somewhere eventually, even
yeah,
if it's not quick.
yeah. We're like resting heart rate usually, like, as in
Yeah.
our momentum is like, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
not even a marathon. It's just like
but
a extremely long walk.
Yeah, but that like those things are coming around too because we put in work um, on the little projects, and now we can reuse a lot of those things. And that was
Yeah,
from
yeah,
those times when it was just either me or you, just slowly treading, and yeah, now we can use all that stuff. That's like
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Kind of like we're
yeah,
using it now. In a way,
yeah,
we're using like all our past things. It's not like we're just letting the failures just be failures. We're trying to use it now, at least to like, give perspective on
yeah. And
our current situation.
yeah, and I think it's a I guess last thing I wanted to add, it helps that like when you're doing starting a business, well, starting like for example an animation thing or something to do with this industry or just a business, you have people like the two people you start off with are all rounded. Like I think that matters a lot,
Yeah,
because that
because
you don't need to
otherwise you have
hire.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's if you don't have the money, then you need to have the skill.
Hmm.
So if you
And
don't have
yeah,
this, if you don't have the skill, then you if you have the money, you can pay someone that has the skill to do that thing. But
yeah,
we didn't have any money, so we
yeah,
needed
and I think
to
that was good.
acquire the skills.
Yeah, and that was
It was
great.
good, yeah.
Yeah, but also like how I think we are both very like in terms of personalities, we complement each other because you're the more logical one. I'm the more I
Passionate.
passionate, emotional one. Yeah, and I think that works. That works well. I've learned to be more, I guess, logical in some ways, and I'm sure like uh, you're just
Yeah,
you're
I
just
get
yeah.
more passionate,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. I would say that, but no, you're just logical. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I needed for me, I needed to like go more logical in some ways, and I think
Yeah.
that's
Maybe that's with
like
age as well, because
yeah,
we're definitely like different people than when we first
hmm,
started off.
yeah,
Not by a huge margin, but like
hmm,
I think how we grew as people
hmm,
maybe influenced
yeah,
like
yeah,
what our decisions, like
yeah,
influencing our decisions now.
yeah,
I know now I'm a lot more like like going through like hard work times,
hmm,
like at work itself. I'm still able to like put that aside and then continue to work on stuff like on
yeah,
our own, because
yeah,
like some people have like day jobs, right?
hmm,
Most everyone has a day job, most people, and then it's like you when your day job sucks and you're just not having a good day, it's like, can you put that aside
hmm,
and
yeah,
focus on the
yeah.
what's really
The other
important.
task. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's good. Like, I mean, I like no doubt I know that you can do that. I'm not sure whether I still can yet, but like for me, like me personally, it's like I put way too much pressure on myself. So I had to learn how to take a step back. And
yeah,
that's just for me that works now. And
yeah.
yeah, because
I think
but
everyone find you learn more about yourself in the process. I think is like
exactly. Yeah.
the thing. It's like you find out like what you're capable of. We found out what we're capable of
Hmm.
when we did shot chases, like the amount of hours that we put in. It's like
Yeah.
if we needed to ever do that for whatever reason, if we had like a 2 week period where we're like, we need to crank this thing out for whatever
Yeah.
crazy reason,
Yeah.
we know we can put in like the insane amount of hours
Well,
and that
yeah.
work ethic to do
Well,
it.
that's what I always said. Like I always say, man, like we might not like you like maybe you can outsmart us or create better content, but if you're talking about hours put, like there is no way that you can beat us. Like there's like I can run, like we can walk you to death. Like like there's no doubt in
Yeah,
my mind. Like the long game, I had to learn that, I guess, but I think in terms of really just putting in hours, yeah, we are definitely capable of that. Like
yeah,
I am
yeah. Not
very
saying that like that's what we want to do, but it's
yeah,
like if we needed to throw down, like we
yeah,
can throw down.
yeah,
So
yeah, and yeah, that's one thing I'm definitely confident about. Like if we ever need to do that. Yeah, but
yeah,
yeah, that was a long episode. Well, I guess I'll be
Could split
chopping it, yeah, truncating it into sections. But yeah, I think that is
Kind of covers
the whole
our
origin
life
story.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like yeah, the origin, like the life story of Decogged and how it came
Yeah.
about.
So if you guys are listening or watching, and you're hopefully seeing the beginning of something,
Yeah,
something cool,
yeah,
something big.
yeah, and hopefully that this didn't make you go into dropshipping or FBA. And then,
Go in with caution.
yeah, going with caution.
Heed our warning.
Yeah, going with caution. But it's definitely like, I mean, honestly, if people wanted to try it out, I think it'll be fun. It's a good experience, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
be careful.
I should mention that somebody else at the time were doing that stuff
At work,
at
right?
work. He was doing it as well,
Yeah,
and he was seeing the same problems. Like, we would talk about it at work every now and then, when
yeah.
and we'd just be like, damn, we need so much money to get started on this to make it worth it.
Yeah, and the more people you have, the more profit you have to split. So it's
Yeah.
But
It is a tough game.
yeah, cool. All right, we're calling it an episode. So we're done. Peace. Thanks for watching or listening to our content. If you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks again. Peace.